What's up, guys? It's your boy Ibrahim. Welcome back to my page. I hope you guys give this page a subscribe. Make sure you guys give this video a like. And yeah, just wanted to jump into this video. I actually took some time off for a lot of reasons. Obviously, because of Ramadan, as well as even a little bit after that. I went on a little vacay, took some time off. So I do apologize for that, but I am back. Hopefully, I'll give you guys more content. But for today's video, just wanted to talk about my lovely experience with these Muslim dating apps. There's a lot that I've actually learned along the way that I didn't know about Muslims, like myself. And it's been an okay experience, I think. Yeah, I mean, I don't have like a story to share that says, hey, this is the worst app ever, or like this is the best app ever. I don't have a lot of experience or any stories with that, but I did come over a lot of pages during my time on there. I mean, I still have an active profile, but just wanted to share my 2 cents about the app. And no, I am not sponsored by MUZMATCH or MINDER, which now is called Salams. But for those of you who are in the journey of looking for a spouse like myself, you want to be able to use all the resources available to help you find someone. And why not try the online world? Because, especially with COVID, one thing it really taught us is that, you can still have connections online. You can still meet great people online, and there's a whole world to be discovered online. So yeah, I actually decided to go on there because it's not that I wasn't having success or that I was shy in meeting people, as much as I am a little introverted, especially with people I don't know, especially with strangers. I'm like, yeah, ain't nobody got time to be slow you down a little bit and getting to know you. I think in that world, I think it's quite difficult. Not because I don't have the confidence or the capability of actually stopping someone and getting to know that person, but not everyone appreciates that approach, especially I think in the Muslim world. I think a lot of people frown upon that just because it's like, if you want to get to know the girl, you have to go through the family. Obviously there are other ways of getting to know someone as well, with making sure that there's a mahram available, meaning that there's someone who is a family member, a male figure that can sort of be there and when you guys are getting to know each other, just for safety reasons, for religious reasons, a lot of other reasons as well, that making sure the conversation is appropriate, making sure that someone is not abused, making sure someone is not verbally like put in a place of this feeling of uncomfortable and whatnot. So there are ways to go about that in getting to know someone in the real world. And I mean, I have had experience in that department as well. There was a time, actually, I'm sure I'm going away from the MINDER MUZMATCH conversation, but I will come back to that. But there was a situation where I did actually approach someone outside in the real world, and I was like, hey, hi, I'm just a little stranger here, coming about. Well, I didn't really say that, but I did stop someone and say, Assalamu alaikum. I'm in the pursuit of, I'm looking for marriage, and from the looks of it, mashallah, I appreciate all that. I appreciate all that, the hijab and whatnot, the modesty, and obviously I wanted to get to know her, and I did let her know that, and I was willing to do anything and everything in terms of speaking with parents and doing that. But clearly, nothing came out of that, because obviously she didn't appreciate the approach. She kind of nudged and was like, no, I'm not interested. Could be my approach, could be, these great features that she sort of declined. Which there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, right? So that's the first thing you have to accept, is the fact that you're not everyone's cup of tea. And that's fine. There's 6 billion people in this world, and I think not everyone is gonna look at you the same way. So, and they say beauty's in the eyes of the beholder. So yeah, everyone has what they're looking for. Everyone has specifics and certain features that they want. So I did use that approach, and I mean, who's to say that I won't use it again? That I won't approach someone that I do see. It's just sometimes a lot of girls might find that uncomfortable, especially in the Muslim world. Again, that's where my perspective is coming from. They find that very uncomfortable, and sometimes wrong timing. And I do have another story where I did approach one who was with her family members, actually, and I thought, hey, what a wonderful idea! Let's get the family involved right away. And so I did approach again, my lovely approach that, I mean, I don't usually think about these things. It's just something that I casually comes to me. So she was with her mom and dad, as well as her sibling, and kind of approached the family as opposed to approaching her, because I didn't want to, shoot directly. Sometimes that can also be uncomfortable. So I was like, hey, assalamu alaikum, everyone. Hope you guys are enjoying your time. But I, wanted to come say hi. I also wanted to, I wanted to come say salams, but I also wanted to say, hey, I found so and so interested, and I don't know the relationship here, but I wanted to see if maybe I can share a few words with her and tell her I'm interested. And she was actually there. She was like, she just turned away, and I was like, oh geez. So I had to say, yeah, I'm kind of interested, and I was looking to get to know her. I'm not saying this is the best approach. Obviously, I kind of I probably destroyed the situation before I even try to make anything of it. But they were very receptive, and they said, yeah, I mean, I'm her father. I said, assalamu alaikum, dad. We can get the nikah started. And I'm very bad with like jokes. And sometimes I say things at the wrong time. Sometimes I think I laugh at my own jokes more than I think people find it funny. So I threw something in there that I don't know if it was appropriate or not. Ugh, it is what it is. It's like, yeah, we can get the nikah process started, and she was next to her mother, and yeah, everything was well. I was going up to her and saying, hey, finally got the permission to speak to you with your parents around. Are you okay with that? And would you be interested? And she was like, oh, no. It was almost like she was reacting to that uncomfortable feeling. And I get that. Like, maybe her no was just that feeling of like, I can't do that in front of my parents. How dare he put me in that situation? It could be that, or it could be, of course, again, declining these lovely features of mine. But yeah, I'm not naive to that. I totally get it, and that's where my experience was like, okay, let me try the online world and see what is out there. And honestly, I haven't had any bad experiences with the MINDER or MUZMATCH. I've just been like just curious about certain things. I'm like, certain things really was like, really, especially with like MINDER, there was like a prayer level, and like a like religious level, and it's almost like there were some people out there that were like, never, prayer level is like never, and I'm like, what? Like, and I'm thinking like, I'm going on here trying to find my my partner for life, someone I'm gonna annoy for the rest of their life, and so I'm thinking, okay, this is gonna be a good experience. Everybody there is ready for marriage, and little did I know, a lot of people are in it for like friendship. A lot of people are in it for like to pass time. Some people are just like, my friends made me created this page for me, and there's nothing to come out of this. I'm like, huh? Like, what? Like, why are you? It's crazy. And And then, yeah, again, like I said, that prayer level thing kind of threw me off. It's like, never prayed. And it's supposed to be a religious app to find a spouse. And clearly, prayer isn't a priority for some people that I've learned, as well as like a religious meter or a religious level that said, whether you're very religious, moderate, things like that. And I was like, I don't know what moderate really means. Does that mean that you're following, like, you're not religious? I always thought religious was like, I always thought the meter was like, okay, I'm religious, like very, very religious, because obviously I'm trying to restrain, stay away from haram and whatnot. So I don't know what moderate religious is. Does that mean you pray but you don't cover? Or does that mean that the guy has a beard but he doesn't pray? So it's quite, I don't know, it's 50-50. So I was a little taken back. I'm like, okay, I got to get with the flow. And then there were others who really, it was just like, I've gotten to know some, and, some people do have 10 to 15, 20 years to get to know someone. And I didn't think I had to make it clear in my bio that says, hey, I'm not looking to get to know you for the next 10 years. I'm looking to settle down in the near future, whatever that looks like, we can sort of have a conversation about. But some people really are looking for that 5-10 years. Even like I've gotten to know someone who was in their mid-20s, and they were like, yeah, I don't have a time period, and the longer the better. And I said, what does that mean? She was like, yeah, I don't mind 3, 4, 5. Marriage is a big thing. I was like, I get it, but there's no, like, you can never be 100% prepared. It's all about getting the gist of someone, like how they are, and what their interest is and what their goals are, and does that align with what you think, your perspective on life, and things of that nature. And then talk about how what you guys look forward to, and that's it. Like, I don't know how you can spend 5 years in trying to prepare yourself for marriage. Like, I've seen situations where some people, Muslims and non-Muslims, where they've gotten to know someone for 5 years, engaged for 10 years, and married on the 11th year, and then they got divorced 6 months later. And it's like, what changed? Because it's a whole different experience. And then even with non-Muslims today, like, you have situations where they live together, they share that moment, they get to know each other 100%. And once they get married, the next 2-3 years, they get divorced. And so it kind of makes you think, like, hey, what really are they getting to know about each other? Like, you're the person that you want to spend the rest of your life, up front for the most part. Look at their religious, their character, and ask the right questions about their goals, their life, what they're looking forward, and then move forward with that, right? But there are some people on there that were looking to get to know 5 to 10 years down the line, and I was like, listen, I don't know how knowing your favorite color or your favorite food is going to change the fact that, or that if that's going to be the deciding factor to know whether I want to marry you or not. It's like, I don't think that's going to make much of a difference. You have your differences in life, with taste, with looks, with design, and whatever all that is, but that's not going to really make or break it. It's almost like, how do you view, like what is your, like, how do you, do you want deen? What are your goals? Do you want to have a family? Do you want, what are you looking forward to? So those kind of things really are very important. So, and I was like, I got to mention this in the bio. I was like, please do not swipe right. If you are looking to get to know someone for the next several years, I had to mention that. I didn't think I have to. So Minder, I really didn't have, like, those were the iffy experiences. It was like, oh, really? You're not really looking for marriage, you're looking for friends. And then MUZMATCH also, a lot of like fake pages that you had to scroll through. Similar experiences. People are not really drawn to marriage right away. And I'm not saying I'm drawn to marriage right away. Like, obviously you got to get to know someone, but yeah, some people are really put off by that, especially that approach. Maybe a lot wrong with me, in my approach. Maybe a lot wrong with the way I maybe come off. Allahu alam. I haven't had anyone sort of press me on that, but obviously through experiences, maybe I can change my approach a little bit. But yeah, MUZMATCH was really similar. I think MUZMATCH allowed you to, I think, do a little bit more, if I can recall. But similar apps, ton of Muslims, actually a few reverts as well as some people who are in the process of reverting. So mashallah, that's great. Um, but yeah, I haven't had any bad or experience I can say, oh, I'm deleting my app. No, I mean it's quite entertaining, like everything online. And yeah, some people really, I thought if you're serious, when you're serious about marriage, you're serious about marriage and you get on to find someone. Because I've always believed in the idea that before you look for marriage, you get to know yourself, and you get your life together, and then you try to pursue someone. But I guess there are people out there who, I mean, not saying it's a bad thing, who want to get to know someone in the process of working on themselves and getting to where they want to get to. By all means, that might work for someone. So yeah, it is what it is. Again, I was not sponsored, but if you are pursuing marriage, if you are looking for a spouse, I don't see why you shouldn't go on there. I think it's great apps for a lot of reasons. Definitely saves you a lot of the headache and the trouble of real life approaches that I have a ton of experiences on. Doesn't make me better, but it does make me laugh every time that I do recall. But for those of you who are introverted, who are shy, who don't like that route, this is the best route. Get on there. And there are other apps as well, mashallah, by a lot of other brothers who really cater to the Muslim community. So yeah, go for it. Don't hesitate, and I hope you find someone that really suits you.